Super Retro Force.
What's going on, YouTube? Have you been influenced by somebody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever they're calling it now? Whatever these young kids are calling it nowadays.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
This video is dedicated to you, and just kind of talking about this. Now, the usual disclaimer, this is not calling anybody out. This is not supposed to be making anybody feel bad, insulting them, or anything. If this is something you do, awesome, guys. This is not, like I said, I'm not trying to make anybody mad here. This is just a topic that came to mind from a comment, and I was inspired by it, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about it because from personal experience, this was something in the past. And then the other usual, on this channel we talk usually about, collection addiction, and kind of like the hot takes or whatever somebody had said before, topics going on, and just some of the stuff that's related around that. So if you think you have game collecting addiction or anything like that, feel free to comment below or reach out to me on Instagram if you need some kind of help or you just want to talk about it. That's fine. I'm very open book when it comes to stuff like that. If you're just here for this topic in general, please leave a comment below what you guys think of this, if you've been influenced in the past, but we're going to jump right into it. So a big shout out to Thomas Wave 1971 who commented this on a recent video that kind of inspired me to do this video. I've been collecting since 1994. I have less than 800 items. I've seen YouTubers do it in less than 18 months. In the US, I feel there is this shopping addiction because you have lots of space compared to most countries. You also have this addiction to collections, and it doesn't even matter if you use that collection or not. Social media is the active ingredient of the drug because if you took that away and had nobody to show your collection to, drive and ambition would be 10% of what it is. So just kind of summary over that. Obviously, US shopping addictions, we are very consumer based, capitalism and everything. We love material objects here in the US. And yes, addiction to collections, we've talked about that in the past. That happens. It's very, very easy to do. And social media nowadays is very influential on everything in our lives. Alright, so moving back over to this. So what does this exactly mean? How can this happen? How does he believe, and I believe, that social media is an active ingredient in the drug that he's talking about? We've talked in the past that collection addiction is similar to a drug and alcohol addiction. Obviously, sometimes not as rough, not as, I wouldn't say as impactful maybe, but it still is a chemical in your brain that kind of releases this dopamine that makes you feel good, so you want to keep doing it. Now, once again, this is not everybody. I already see some people down there in the comments like, if you don't have a problem, a lot of times people know they have the problem, and then they just don't want to admit it. But if you don't have a problem, if you have it under control, then kudos to you guys. I didn't. I had no control over it, and it took a lot of work and purging and rules and stuff to kind of stop myself from buying more. But one of the things that I enjoyed at the time, or would be kind of a push to get going on the hunt, was having Instagram and stuff like that, and seeing the constant posts of either pickups, showcasing their collection, and admiring and thinking it was really awesome to see. Now, like Autonomous Wave said here, we have all this space, we have all this room for the most part, and material objects are just, like I said, material objects in the US is key. I mean, you can see all the stuff behind me. I love everything that I have displayed behind me, and it would suck to lose all this, where we have people in other countries and stuff that are, living in huts or living in small apartments, or even in the US there is those options, small studio apartments and stuff like that, where you don't have any room for nothing. I'm very fortunate and grateful to have a big enough house to store most of my stuff. But I was looking on Instagram, and I'd look on Facebook, because I'm in a couple retro groups on Facebook too. I've never been one for Twitter/X or whatever, so people always ask me about that one. I just never got into that. But even just the social media aspect of YouTube too, when they started adding community posts and everything like that, just seeing some of the quick updates on people, like quick picks and stuff like that, really made me want to do that myself. I thought they were awesome. I admired them. I was inspired. They're cool guys, a bunch of followers. So I myself wanted to piggyback on that. And I felt like at times when I would go hunting or whatever you want for games, I felt like I had to grab something because I had to have content flowing. I had to have content coming out because I wanted to be liked. I wanted people to come and check out my stuff. So I had to find something cool. Or, you know, be like, even if it was just a stack of PS2 games, it had to be something because you had to keep that, yeah, like I said, you had to keep that flow going. So I'd see other people posting this stuff, which would, as some people would say, motivates me to go out and do it myself. But the problem, like I said with that, is you'd sometimes go to Goodwill or a thrift store or something like that, and you would see some absolute garbage, but you wanted to post some comment or you wanted to get those likes. There was many a time that I would buy cords even. I remember going through a podunk thrift store that was by a storage unit facility, and just even going through the cord, there was a big milk crate full of cords, and I was going through there because I had to find something, hoped that something rare would be in there. And then I remember one time I actually found a PlayStation AV cord, an original PlayStation one, and digging through totes because they didn't it was more of like a picking place, so they didn't really organize anything, so you're just going, and I was just like so disappointed when I get back out to my car because I wouldn't find nothing. So then I'd be like, I gotta go to another store, I gotta check Facebook Marketplace while I'm here in town and see something because I gotta post something. I gotta give my followers and viewers something to be like, oh, that's awesome, you know, and just like throw those likes up to me. And I've talked in the past that how my biggest video has been my collection is a lie, how, you know, I was influenced by YouTube. And it wasn't, you know, calling out any influencers or channels in general, but I myself was competing with myself to try and get better and better and better. And I just really wanted the community to essentially love me, is kind of how it was. Nowadays, it's obviously changed. I've really enjoyed doing more videos like this. I don't like spending the money on that stuff. It took me a while to get rid of most that extra filler stuff. And then now that I have the games that I actually enjoy and love, it is so much better now. And it really was, yeah, it really was liberating what we've said in these past videos. And I've read the comments. And thank you guys so much for commenting and let me know if the videos helped you or if you've recently done something like I've done. And you feel you were scared at first, you were worried at first, you're like, oh no, this is, you know, I'm gonna regret this, and then you just tell me, you know, like the obvious. I guess it's not the obvious, I mean, but you tell me that with time everything healed. You were a little scared at first, a little sad that you had to get rid of some of that stuff, but months later you forgot it was even there. And there will be the comments. There will be those people that were like, I will regret it. I don't want to do it. I'll regret it. And you don't have to, guys. I mean, these videos are not coming. I'm not coming out here to try and influence you guys to sell your collections, or like the one guy joked in the one video saying that I'm influencing you guys to sell your retro collection so I can buy them all up. I mean, it's obviously I'm not buying anything. I think the only games I've bought recently has been Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3 Remake. Because I've been having a hankering to play it lately. And I buy games now to play instead of to just display. To play or display. But, so I mean, besides that, because I've seen stuff too, and believe me, it feels good. I mean, everybody wants to be liked, everybody wants to belong, and when you're posting to a Facebook group or posting on Instagram and you see, you know, oh, you got a new followers, oh, you got so many likes, and all this stuff starting to go on, obviously it feels good. Nobody wants to be disliked. I mean, God, I'm just relooking at it. So You also have this addiction to collections, and it doesn't even matter if you use that collection or not. So the last video I released was talking about how, I mean, obviously this one would be one of the last few videos I released was talking about normalizing our collections. How at first they're extraordinary and amazing, and then over time they just become background noise. Some of us lose interest in them. We lose the zestiness of having it. We get off that pink cloud, and it's just kind of like, I don't know if I like this stuff anymore. This isn't everybody, of course. This is just, you know, to certain people out there, you know who you are. Because I've read the comments, and I've read the comments of the people that are like, no, I absolutely love it, even if I don't play it. And that's fine, guys. I'm just talking about my own personal experience and what I've done and how, you know, it affected me. I've said 100 times probably, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose you. I can't tell you what to do. I can just share what I've done myself, and yeah, that's how we got to do it. So, all right. So, in summary, America. Okay. All right. One second. That was kind of America. No. You know, material objects, collection, addiction, and everything is popular. Having a social media outlet to see this stuff every day, secretly, what do I want to say, subconsciously maybe motivating you to want to buy stuff just because you see a lot of other people buying stuff. I think a big thing right now I know is this PS2 game, I think Piglet's Big Adventure, for some reason jumped way up in price, and everybody's buying it, and I think I don't know if it's a joke or what's going on, but it is going up in price. But it's just crazy that seeing that, and then people being like, okay, I gotta buy this game now because it's going up in price, I better buy it before it goes up too much. When a couple weeks ago I think it was like 20 bucks or something. It's just crazy how the YouTube influence, the Instagram, and just all this stuff pushes people. So, and lastly, your collections to drive an ambition would be 10% of what it is if we didn't have social media. I think somewhat true. I mean, there's people out there with collections that don't have social media, that don't watch YouTube, that don't have a YouTube channel or anything like that. There's a lot of people out there that have that. I've talked to people outside this. I have a buddy who I didn't even know collected, but he hits garage sales up all the time, and he had the biggest GameCube collection I've seen locally. And he doesn't get on social media to share it. He doesn't have, he doesn't share it on Facebook or anything. He's actually pretty social media, not even on it at all. And it does, but it does happen. I mean, there's people out there that don't. I mean, maybe they're part of the percentage, but yeah, I want to know in the comments below what you guys think about this subject. Have you ever kind of wanted to take a break from buying games or anything like that and just seen, a TikTok or anything like that that's kind of been like, and you're just like, man, I kind of want to go hunting today. Because as much as I have stopped buying games, guys, for no reason, I watch some of your videos, I see you guys hunting, and I see how fun it is, and it really makes me kind of want to start doing it again. But I honestly know what happens. I think if I did start hunting again, I would just take like 20 bucks with me and only go for specific games. I guess if I'm going into game stores now and just walking around and actually leaving without buying something, that's a huge step for me, because in the past I was never able to do that. So let me know in the comments below if you think social media has a big impact on people just buying games just to buy games, or if you think that it's just a way for collectors to show off what they got. With that being said, guys, as always, stay retro, my friends, and we will see you in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Peace out.
Super Retro Force.